Shamanism is one of the oldest spiritual practices in human history, characterized by its pivotal role in healing and community leadership. Shamans act as intermediaries between the physical and the spiritual world, often utilizing trance states to connect with the spirits of ancestors on behalf of their communities. The key characters of shamanism is trance states. Shamans enter altered states of consciousness to perform healings or guidance. Techniques can include drumming, dancing, or the psychoactive use of drugs.
Contemporary literature and graphic novels have also embraced the theme of witchcraft, often using it as a vehicle for exploring issues of identity,
Substances, psychoactive substances, yes,
authors like
substances of the druggy type
have incorporated
that can mess with your mind, like you go loopy. If you don't want that, during your path through Zeta theory, no, you better listen. Shamans are often community leaders, addressing the spiritual health of the group. Their work can align closely with the well-being of the environment. In the community, eclectic practices. Shamans may incorporate various traditions, animal spirits, and local myths into their practice. The magic user, as in witches. The role of witches. The term witch has garnered many definitions across cultures, often representing magic users who employ ritual spells and potions for various purposes, including healing, protection, and sometimes hexing. The witchcraft characteristics are solitary or group practices. Witches may work alone or within covens. Traditional practices often differ significantly depending on the regional cultures. Tools and ritual. Witches often use tools like crystals, herbs, and candles, invoking deities or natural elements. Their rituals can be highly personal and tailored to individual belief systems. Intent and focus. The intent behind the magic is crucial, with the ethical considerations commonly guiding their practice. In the Seder, the Norse tradition. What is Seder? Seder, an ancient Norse practice tied closely to magic, is often described as a form of sorcery, focusing on fate, prophecy, and the manipulation of reality in Norse mythology. Seder frequently associated with the deity Freya, who was known for her profound knowledge and ability to influence destiny. The distinctions of Seder. Seer work versus divination. While Seder does include divination, it extends into influencing the future and altering fate. Seder men, male practitioners, and Sedkona, female practitioners, would both undergo rigorous training to perfect their craft. Mastery of Seder. Mastery often requires years of learning from a seasoned practitioner, including understanding complex symbols and runes. Ritualistic elements. Seder involves rituals that often include a chant, scrying, and the usage of physical objects such as runes for interpretation. Runestones. Reality versus media perception. Understanding runestones. It's essential to adjust the common portrayal of runestones in media. While TV and movies often glamorize their use as magical tools, the historical reality reveals a more nuanced role, where runes as well are used. Culturally context. Runes were predominantly used for communication, record-keeping, and magical inscriptions. Their magical use was regional and specific rather than universally practiced. Examples in history shows runes could have been used in Seder to enhance the power of spells, but they were not the primary focus of every practitioner. Modern misconception, though, the dramatic portrayal of runes as omnipotent magical tools overlooks their historical significance in understanding any language and culture.
and a rejection of traditional
Gender roles in Seda practice.
For many,
Gender dynamics in Seda.
aesthetic is a way to connect
An interesting aspect of Seda is
embrace their
the gender roles associated with its practice.
society.
While traditionally viewed as a feminine practice, a female practice only for women, historical accounts suggest that men could also be proficient in Seda, indicating a complex societal structure. Sadkona versus Seda men. The term Sadkona indicates women who practice Seda, often perceived as having special powers. Seda men, on the other hand, faced more societal stigma. They could attain elevated statuses within their communities. Historical perspectives show that the relationship between gender and Seda is steeped in mythology, providing insight into the hows of cultural interpretation of masculinity and femininity influenced in practice. Mastering Seda, pathways and practices. Pathways to mastering Seda. To master Seda, practitioners generally follow a rigorous path that involves mentorship, learning from experienced Sadkona or Seda men, often through oral tradition and personal experience. Ritual practices engaging in regular rituals and meditative practices to deepen connection with their spiritual realms. Study of runes and lore, a strong foundation in Norse mythology, and the symbolic meanings of the runes is essential. Community engagement, participation in communal rites or gatherings to enhance understanding and practice.
The visual nature of social media has
The key takeaways from that is shamanism, witchcraft, and Seda each represent unique culturally rich practices with distinct methodologies and goals.
and symbols to create unique
Runestones, while intriguing, were not the central focus of all magical practices.
aesthetic has become a dynamic
The understanding and mastery of Seda involved overcoming cultural stigmas and recognizing the interconnectedness of gender roles within these magical traditions.
trend which curates and shares
Evolving the landscape of magic from the Middle Ages to modern practice.
has gained a large following and has become a central hub for those interested in religious studies. The account features a wide range of content, from fashion
Right.
inspiration and
We're going on to the use of magic and the occult now.
showcasing diversity
This topic centers around the evolution of magic from the Middle Ages to modern times.
craft and social.
We will explore the perceptions of magic, the distinction among shamans, healers, and practitioners, the rituals employed across different eras, and how contemporary societies' views of magic can lead to stigmatization. Understanding magic through ages. Magic in many forms has existed in human culture for millennia. Its evolution can be traced back to the Middle Ages when it was predominantly viewed through a lens of superstition and religious dogma. The Church heavily influenced Western attitudes, often condemning practices that fell outside its doctrine as heretical, which created a harsh dichotomy. Women who practiced herbalism or healing were often labeled as witches. This period sowed the seeds of fear and misunderstanding that still color societal perceptions of magic today. Now let's discuss shamans and healers. Though these practitioners are often shared as a common goal of healing or divination, their methods of healing or their methods across the different cultures, shamans, for example, frequently engage in trance-like states to commune with the spirits for guidance and relying on centuries-old traditions. Healers, on the other hand, may utilize herbs and natural remedies drawn from the extensive knowledge of their environment.
Intersection of witchcraft and feminism reflects the ways in which modern witches
These distinctions highlighted the rich tapestry of magical practices worldwide. While shamans may invoke spirits for insights, healers may focus on physical wellness and emotional support. The misunderstanding of magic. However, as we delve deeper, we must confront the significant misunderstandings that surround magic. Those who are offended by the notion of magic often come from personal or religious backgrounds that reject the practices considered outside of traditional belief systems. This is leading us to a culture where magic is relegated to the realms of the sinister and practitioners are often outcast. It's crucial to recognize that the essence of magic, whether viewed through historical or modern lenses, is largely about intention. Human desire to connect, understand, and heal. Rituals then and now. The ritual